Okay, the Skywatch is just on the other side of the steps. And it's surrounded by Fallen. Well, I'm ready if you are.
So I recently played the Destiny Alpha with my good friends here, Steve and Ben. Say hello.
Hello. Bonjour.
I'm Dan, by the way. So basically just want to start off with first impressions, because we played it for what, about an hour or so, maybe 2 hours?
Maybe 10.
2 hours? Yeah, probably about 2 hours. My first impressions and first thoughts is that it feels very much like an MMO with a regular first-person shooter. It's got very MMO-heavy features in terms of customization and the fact you've got lobby areas you can go and meet people and then go on quests.
You can dance.
You could, yeah, well, pretty much on the side of it was all it was people waving and they were dying for some reason. I don't really get that.
They were jumping off the map.
Yeah, boredom. Out boredom. Ben, what was...
There's a lot for the game, really, doesn't it? We just jump off and die and dance.
I don't know.
So Ben, for your preference, you
Mixed
preferred
reviews.
You preferred the MMO style of it, where you going around more like Borderlands style gameplay in terms of like going on quests and taking on random enemies and stuff.
I wouldn't class this as a full MMO.
No, it feels more like sort of
because you can only do 3 players. It
well,
seems
on the
at the
quests,
moment,
on the quests,
but that's not MMO.
I'll be honest, I'm not very clued up on MMOs, so
MMOs is massive open world,
I know what that means.
Big server and shit.
I know what it means.
And everyone can play it, but that's not an MMO. That's co-op. That's 3 people joining the same game.
You just go into like lobbies. Yeah.
This is probably one of my most anticipated games this year.
Yeah, we probably just want to say then that
feel that I want it as bad as I do now.
You are a massive Halo fan.
Yeah.
And
I'm a big MMO guy.
But yeah, as well as that. But you're also you'd say you're more of a Bungie fan than a Halo fan in general?
Yeah, I love Bungie. Bungie, great.
Because like you wasn't keen on Halo 4, were you?
It's probably the worst one they made.
Right, okay.
But Bungie are just generally cool guys.
Yeah.
Like we saw it, the message at the beginning there, they're just kind of nice to people.
I mean, bearing in mind that this is the alpha, so this is early stuff. You've only got access. We could only play one team deathmatch map. Maybe this gets added later, or maybe it was unlocked. I don't know. All we could find out was just one map to unlock. You can go on like that quests area where you can
do a couple. I think it's free. I think.
Yeah, and you can go and fight these different enemies. And I was fighting against that witch enemy that was just taking forever to take the shield down. But Steve, do you want to give your opinion of the way the game feels?
Yeah, well, it's an alpha, so it's still early stages. I do enjoy it. I do think it's quite good, actually. Still a bit of tweaking that could be done with some of the graphics, but again, it's alpha. I think it's quite cool. You've got a little spaceship as your hub kind of thing, where you can then go off and do shit whatever you want to do.
That's cool. Customise the ship as well.
Yeah, so it doesn't always have to look like a giant penis. I think the integration where you can just like mingle with people and dance with people in the lobby and that, like, it's quite cool.
That reminded me of PlayStation Home.
Yeah, that was about the bowling.
Thank God.
Yeah, but no, I think it's a pretty decent start. Wouldn't mind trying a few of the cart missions to get going into. The domination that we played was decent.
Yeah, I say team deathmatch. Sorry, it wasn't.
Cool.
It was domination. Rather than actual full on just regular team deathmatch.
That was wicked. That was because it was like I think a lot of people had already got into it. People weren't stupidly high levels.
Yeah.
And like caning it and just
the traversal to me felt like Halo as well. How you can jump in the air with like a double jump sort of.
Yeah, I thought it was more like Titanfall really, but I didn't think it ran as smoothly.
Without the parkour.
I would have liked it.
Halo had
it's like Titanfall without the parkour system and without obviously the Titans.
Yeah.
Which apart from that, the fact that I like how you could easily swap weapons on the fly. Everything's very sort of like you don't just die and then start off with a regular gun again.
New class. It's like you build your own class while you're on the roll.
Yeah.
Plus the shotgun's so good.
Yeah, the shotgun.
I don't know. It's like I really wanted this game and I'll play it. I'm just like, is this it? Is this all it has to offer?
No, it doesn't.
No, but I mean, it's the MMO. There's no MMO. It's literally just you go in the lobby.
It's just getting you a feel of what the game looks like and what it plays like in terms of controls.
But even we've seen that it's only 4-player co-op.
No, I thought they were supposed to be doing like.
But then they do events.
Yeah, so I mean, like the events where you got.
Yeah,
like,
but
fight
for all we know,
giant
that could be like
Deville.
once a day. I was expecting the MMO as in like servers, like an MMO is. Mass multiplayer, not 4 players playing. So I was expecting like tons of people. Big open
I don't
world.
think it's ever been officially said by the developers that this is an MMO shooter.
Yeah,
that'll be a totally different game. In fact, there's plenty of games on PC that are like that. Yeah, well, it's like Borderlands, isn't it? It's a 4-player thing.
I suppose so. Yeah,
it's just going these quests, but they feel more expansive in terms of like you going from planet to planet. You got more. It feels like Mass Effect in that sense.
Yeah.
But it does take that dickish factor out of, when you play like World of Warcraft or something like that, on some MMOs, you play it and you get some level like 4 trillion and he comes along and he just totally dick fucks you. And it's kind of like, and that's the whole thing, takes it out of it.
Like smashes the floor and like a massive like eruption, like wave or something that comes out of him and just like, how did you get that?
But that's because he's a different class.
Yeah, exactly.
The hunter class.
Right, okay. And I thought I saw a level 9 actually.
Third person concept was cool. The way it mixed integration between the two.
Which is probably why you really make, to you it feels like an MMO because it goes...
It doesn't feel like an MMO.
No, in terms of like the aesthetic of it.
Yeah.
Like you go into these shops
That was the only time I
And
felt
then you've
it
got
was
all these people
MMO.
walking around, and
Yeah.
it's third person. I like the fact though, because you customise your character so much, but then you go in first person, it's like, well, I can't see
Yeah.
what my character is. But then go to these lobbies, these areas, a bunch of people walking around, and you can see yourself walking around. You know, it doesn't add to anything, but I think it definitely gives you more of a sort of a sense of your character, who you are. Because another thing, like what you can only choose, was it 3 classes, three races,
3 races, 3 classes as well. At the moment, from what we know.
which I think for an alpha, bear in mind this is before beta. Beta's out next month. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah.
This offers you quite a lot, considering obviously this is something that you don't pay for.
Yeah.
This
I agree,
is something
yeah.
that's 2 months before.
It's quite big.
Sorry, 3 months before the game's out.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this offers quite a lot.
does.
I was expecting less than this. I was expecting either just deathmatch multiplayer stuff or just the more MMO open area stuff. I wasn't expecting to have like a bit of a mix and
Well,
match
really,
of
we've
both.
already had like an intro in it where they teach you your weapons and all that rabbit.
Yeah,
rubbish at the start.
exactly.
You've got the bit where you've got the open lobby bit. You've got 3 big co-op missions, and then you've got your deathmatch, and you've got your being a spaceship. So you've got a lot going on with it. Realistically, for an alpha, it's quite cool. But I think once we got our teeth into like the co-op missions, I think that will be where it will really either shine or Ben's hopes will be crushed.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun
Yeah.
to watch.
I'm
anyway.
not classing this as an MMO, but it doesn't mean I don't get it.
Well, let's also talk about perhaps how this is going to be, for a lot of people, the biggest game of the second half of the year. Now that we've had the first half of 2014
Yeah.
over, which, to be honest, not a lot of big games come out then, except for
You
like
think the
Titanfall.
second half of the year?
Second half of the year, what else is there in terms of like big new games like everyone's really excited about? Because there's always Assassin's Creed, there's always Call of Duty, there's always a
so are you
Battlefield.
talking new IP there? So you're talking new IP?
Not just new IP, because I'm also talking about so many games got delayed to 2015, like Division.
Yeah.
The Order's been delayed to 2015. Batman Arkham Knight's been delayed to 2015. Loads of games been delayed to 2015. For me, this is like the big.
But Ubisoft have come out with a stonker with the new Assassin's
They
Creed.
have.
It looks amazing.
It does.
I think that would beat this.
What, in terms of sales and popularity?
Volume, yeah. Great thing is that everyone knows the Assassin's Creed kind of features of it, but this is quite new. People might not know it yet, and they might want to just.
And I
Some
think-
people like that more integration where it's a bit of storyline, and you know Assassin's Creed what you're gonna get.
And I
Thi-
think MMO
you say that
scares
this
a lot of people.
this has a massive in-depth lore along with this game in terms of storyline.
Yeah.
But
I'm not doubting that, but
I don't know how well that's going to be written in terms of. I don't doubt Bungie for them. I'm sure they've got great writers on there, but I don't know how well that's being incorporated into the actual gameplay itself.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like this sort of side bit where you can look up the storyline of stuff, or like separate from the gameplay? This alpha doesn't really show us that.
I think a lot of people would get scared when they see a label which is MMO. People assume subscriptions and whatnot, and free to play and pay to play, and all
Which is
that
probably
jazz,
why
and
they haven't really themselves
pushed the MMO bit.
Yeah,
out
it's just
there.
been this is this massive first-person shooter.
Yeah, explore.
This is the game that I'm looking forward to playing on PS4, and that's another thing. How is this game going to look on PS3 and 360? I'm interested to see how that.
shape.
But how well is this engine that seemingly has been made for the PS4 in mind? Not it hasn't. It's more PC, but they're really pushing the PS4s. They're in the bed with Sony,
Yeah.
like with Destiny. Like last 2 E3s, Sony have been pushing. You know, this is where to play Destiny is the PS4.
Yeah.
Which is weird for me to see Insomniac with on the Xbox stage with Sunset Overdrive after being PlayStation, and now Bungie are on the PlayStation conference and stage, and I just think it's kind of weird. I'm really hungry for a big, I hate to use this word because it's overused, but epic shooter that has more depth than just like this flash and flare and, you know, on the outside. This game seems to me like it's going to be the one that I'm going to be playing well into next year.
That's pretty big.
This is what I think.
I think it will be.
For you don't reckon so? People are really intrigued with Destiny because there's not a whole lot in terms of what that game is. Even with this alpha, got the idea of it, but what's the story? What's my main focus, my main drive to do what I'm doing? And I'm interested to see how that pans out.
You got a cool spaceship. That's what you drive.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Actually, no, it's not cool. It's a penis.
Well, Steve, are you going to get this game?
Yes,
Definitely. This hasn't swayed you in any other different
I
direction
haven't swayed
playing them.
me for or against it. I've really enjoyed it.
Same
So
here.
There's no reason I wouldn't get it. I'm not really sure what console, but we'll play.
Yeah, you got an Xbox One and a PS4.
Indeed.
I've just got a PS4, so I'm going to get it on PS4. I'm not going to game in PC, so yeah, PS4 for me. But you're going to get this on the Xbox One anyway, even though you've had slight sort of not disappointments, but you're just not.
It is a disappointment,
Yeah?
really.
Alright.
Yeah, they haven't lied at all. I just think I've misinterpreted the whole MMO feature of it.
Right, okay.
And I've just,
You've been a thicker.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just been your fault.
it's
your
just
own.
been a
My
bit
bad.
flop for me. I'll still get it, but I'm in no rush. Play it though, play it.
Yeah, you definitely recommend playing it.
Yeah, I'd say definitely if
Yeah,
it's a free download. why the hell not?
However, this is like an email thing.
It's
Sign up to
exclusive.
it,
It's only
yeah.
certain people.
Yeah, like this
Yeah.
person over here.
Yeah, so sign up to it if you can, and definitely give it a go.
Yeah.
'cause it's free.
Oh, it as well. If you can. I don't think you can actually right now. Try the
The
beta next
base is
month.
on PS4. Yeah.
Beta's next month, so try that out. Check it out because it's good.